Good day everyone, how you all going? Now this is just a quick update on the rain gauge. Now what I've decided to do is lift it up a bit higher. So now the tank's not going to be in the way of it. That pole's not going to stop any rain if it comes from the east. Or sort of like not really east, more of a south or west, northeast, sorry, or even southeast. So it's actually up higher, which is better, but I can't do much about the trees here. Now one person made a comment that I should be twice as far away from the trees. Now if you take that into consideration, right, that means the thing would be sitting about here, right, hypothetically where these two poles are. But the only problem with that, look where the house is. So any rain from the south pretty much gets null and void. Now you've got to look at, see, you probably find a mathematical perfect spot to put this in your backyard. Now I've got to deal with, basically find the best solution. I could probably put on top of the rain tank, but then that's a bitch trying to get to it and trying to empty it and check it and all that. This is easy, I can check that, I can still reach that height and check it. I think it's in the right spot, because you'll look at the backyard, how it's situated, what else is blocking it. Like all these tea trees are blocking the rain accessing this backyard, right? Coming from the house will block some rain coming from there, and you've got this house here which is now very beautiful. That's going to block some rain from the backyard as well. But then of course, where can I put it? I can put it on top of the clothesline, but then of course, how do I get to it? I can put it I can put it beside the house, and it's still going to be added questions, how do I get to it? And you're still going to get blockage from there. So if I put it there, then I know when the rain does come, if it's falling directly down, trees aren't going to block the rain falling directly down, or really from any which way it comes from, except probably from the north, more of a northeast, northwest, and north, and it'll probably block the rain. Let's sort of block the rain. But then of course when it does rain, we notice, well, if the tea trees underneath the tea trees are dry, then of course it hasn't rained that much, right? It really doesn't. But when it's all wet underneath the tea trees, then we know it's a decent amount of rain. Like the rain we've had, Mum basically put some stuff into the garden today, and she scratched the surface and it's dry underneath. Now I'm going to pause this video and I'll show you. Actually, let's go go for a walk. Now there's no point putting it the other side of the house, because that's pretty much a carport. So it's one long carport, so it's pointless putting it on that side of the house. Now you could put it on this side of the house, but then of course I'll get a different reading if I actually put it out here. I'm actually thinking of getting another one and putting it out here. These are really nice. They're very tender. Get the tender bits out of there and you just eat those little tender bits. They're really nice. We've got plenty of seeds of those for my time. This grows wild, that stuff. The spud box I'm going to have to pull apart soon, but I'll wait until it dries out a bit more, because it's killed the plants on top. So what I'll do is just let it dry out now and harvest some spuds, because that'll be still pretty damp underneath there. That plant there, they're still growing some of them, so I'll wait until they die off completely before I harvest them. Now these are the loganberries. I got heaps of them. This morning I was picking really purple ones before I went out, and just ate the purple ones because they're nice. We're going to get some blackberries, and also we're getting blueberries at the moment, which I've been picking out on these blueberries. Now, as you can see, these blueberries are nice. Look at the size of those blueberries. This tree, for some strange reason, gives really big blueberries, and every other one gives sort of tiny ones. Maybe it's a different brand. Now, there's no point trying to find a spot in here to put it. I was actually thinking about putting it on one of these poles. The best possible pole would be, see, if I put it on this pole here, I'm thinking of getting another one. If I put it on this pole on the side of the pole, so it sticks above the pole, it will get pretty much the whole coverage. But then you've got the house that's going to potentially block any potential chance of rain getting into it, and you've got the tree there blocking a potential chance of rain as well. But then, of course, I wouldn't give a true reading of what's falling at the back, because I've had times where you get rain at the back but no rain at the front, and vice versa. Now, probably this pole you could do it, but then, of course, the same problem occurs. That tree, which is beautiful, which I don't want to ever see cut down, because that really blossoms like a really beautiful yellow, and we get thousands of bees on that. I was just like, you could hear it actually inside my room, and it was really beautiful. Now I could put it there. There's actually a little pole down here, or I think further along somewhere around that had here's an antenna pole. I could actually probably, what I'm thinking eventually might do is put one of those the battery operated ones and put a pole up here. But then, of course, you've still got the problem with with that tree there blocking the potential rain. The house will block some potential rain, depends on how windy it is. So it all depends on the wind, which way the wind's coming from. That's the first thing. North, east, south, or west. How strong the wind is, how strong the rain is. If it's a fast rain, it's not that good. If it's a slow rain, then that's a nice, you get a nice steady slow rain with not much wind. That fills your gut, that fills your tanks up and really wets the soil. But when you get rain with wind, it just does nothing really. And more or less, you might get some into your gutters, but that's about it. So you've got to look where you can possibly put something, as I said before. Like if I put one, I eventually want to put one at the front here, I'll get a totally different reading from the one at the back. Because the simple reason is because it's in a different spot. And you can see the size of the block, it's not that big, but I can get two different readings on one block of land because of where I can position the tank. I could probably put a pole here, maybe smack bang in the center here. I dig a hole, put a pole there, get about this height so nothing's blocking except probably the house and some of the trees around it. Now, and give me a different reading compared to that. If you really wanted to get technical, you could probably go up the top of the bloody house up there and put one up there. I don't fancy doing something like that because I wouldn't want to climb up a ladder to actually check it. Because that's a big, tall, bloody house. And you'd get a totally different reading than what you would down here. Now, some person recommend you get 2 foot, put it above 2 foot. I'm sorry, but we've got deer here, we've got rabbits here, we've got kangaroos here, we've got people who don't care about their dogs so much. They wander around when they go out for walks. Some people look after their dogs and they're voice controlled and they're quite well behaved. Other people some dogs just wander into your into your block of land, and the people don't really care. So you have one that's 2 foot high, yeah, dog comes like pisses in it. Oh, well, lots of rain, but it didn't rain, dog piss. You've got possums here, we've got hog deer here. As I said before, we've got and we've got bunnies here. But the thing is though, it all depends on where you put it. Now, this tree seems to be going pretty good now. It's starting to grow again. I'm just going to let that grow and protect it. I hope it grows up a bit more, then I'll take that cover away. But now, we've got people, of course, also behind us. They all get a different rain because they're on top of the hill. And it depends on what's blocking their rain gauge or potential rain gauge, like where they are and stuff like that. Everybody, no matter where you put the rain gauge, you're always going to have some sort of problems with it. And no matter where you are on your block of land, unless you've got a big giant bloody open paddock. But then of course that'll give a perfect reading for the open paddock, but not where you really want the reading. So that's the problem, right? I might get electrical, one of those Van Danting electrical ones, where they measure the water, the wind speed and all that. That's what I was thinking about putting into here. Alright, that's like a $200 or $300 one or more. But if I'm going to need a decent enough pole, put that onto a pole and have it up high enough so it can actually catch all the wind and rain and all that. But then of course that will only give it an area effect, but it wouldn't give it true area effect because how the rain falls. See, you need an open area really to do it, or a high spot. So putting it 2 foot would be no good because the animals end up knocking it over or trying to drink out of it or piss in it. That would be my problem. But as you can see, it depends on where you are on the block of land. the heat will be different. Like this here, this whole side of the house, it's going to get hot because where the sun rises, and this always does get hot. This whole side of the house, right? But then of course I've had times where I've been out here and it's beautiful. The wind's picked up. It's been really cool, really nice. And then when I'm around the back and it's like, oh my god, there's no wind and it's stinking hot and the sun's trying to kill you. Maybe you can see the sun there, but that's the problem we face here. So I've got to consider, I'm thinking about putting in either one of those again out the front here, so I can check 2 every day, or putting an electrical one, putting one of those digital ones, and having that set up so I can actually then have that as a recording base. But then of course that's more sensitive than a normal one would be, because that pretty much just catches water. Alright, and if it's less than 0.4 mil, then I don't count it, because the rain gauge only goes to 0.4 mil, then goes to 0.6, 0.8, then 1 mil. But that's the problems you face. Now, if you put one here, so you can put one there, but then of course you're going to be perfect for this. Depends on where you catch the water, but there's a house blocking it. You got trees, you got the other house there. So, as I said before, it comes on, you're trying to find the best spot in your backyard to put one. I'm not a mathematical genius, but I'm thinking I came across the best spot to put one in our backyard. I raised it a bit higher because the bloke who did make a point out that it was blocking, the wood would be blocking some of the water, which, better move this hose down, I will trip over it. I'm thinking I've got to convert this pole, goes down into there, into there, so any overflow will eventually go into, as a pipe that runs under the ground, that will go into the old thing which we've got to clear. But I did have it lower. You can see the original holes where I had it, and you're right, I didn't think about the pole blocking the water. So the person did mention that, yeah, fine, okay. Now there's nothing technically blocking except for those trees, and I can't do nothing about those. They'll just fall down naturally eventually over time. I could possibly cut some of them, because I think they're I'm allowed to legally cut them from a certain distance away from the property. But I need a professional to come do all that. I'm not going to attempt to try and cut those trees down, branches down. But anyway, you'll take it easy, everyone. But that's just a quick update on the rain gauge. You all have a great day. We'll see if this makes a difference. The only thing I'll probably do would be trim these trees down, but I don't have the resources to do that. Because there's nothing else blocking it. The house is too, even with the strong winds, it should get some rain on it if it comes from the southeast, or even from the south or east side, it will get rain on it. But it all depends on the wind as well. So there's a lot of factors involved where you want to put your rain gauge, and easy access is going to be the main thing for the first thing, and then also you want to catch water, which is the second thing, and you want to be able to check it. Same thing, it's easy access, but you want it in a good spot so you can actually get the best results you can get, or close you can get, for the backyard. So you've got to think about it as where you want to put it, how you want to put it, in the best possible spot. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to head off because I'm going to cook tea yet. You all have a great day, everyone. Hey, come on.